Alright, let's work on this Z. So I dropped the tank so I can put in the Aeromotive, but I ran into some. So this Aeromotive system is designed for minimum of 7 inches to 11 inches. This, or minimum of 6. So I was going to run it from here because I saw Mighty Car Mods whenever they did their 280Z or 240Z, whatever it was. They had 7 inches at least to work with. This one is smaller. So I'm going to run that pump from here. You guys haven't been following, but this is the Aeromotive Phantom Stealth, and this is the Flex one, so this has the 450 LPH pump, so this is good for 85 up to like 550 horse, or 700 or 800 horse, whatever, with the force induction. So it says here it's designed for 6 to 11 inches, but I don't have that over here, so I'm going to run it in a different location. I'll run it here. The only issue is that my sending unit might contact the foam. So you gotta cut a hole, put the foam in, and then put the pump in. But sending you might contact foam, so let's see what I can do. Maybe I could just bend it off to the side. I don't have an actual good fuel gauge anyway, so it doesn't really matter any. But I'm trying to do this as cost effective as possible because I could get a different level sensor and then have that cost me some money. But yeah, let's see what I can do. I'm gonna start with taking off this piece. And this is everything that the kit comes with before we get started here. It doesn't come with any fittings. You have to get all that yourself, but here it comes with the actual pump assembly itself, or the hanger, if you will. Here's the foam. This acts as your, like a sump and a baffling. There's a little rubber piece. You can cut your foam to length, measure your depth, and then you leave about an inch. You add about an inch to that depth, and that's where you measure your foam to be. Just so the foam has enough room to expand and to hold it in place there. Then it comes with an extra weather stripping here, so we're going to add it to the tank to compensate for the thickness of this piece right here, because it's going to be sitting on top of my tank. But I bought these little aftermarket guys from Amazon. Amazon specials, little 6AN, and I got these little fittings, so you do a push lock. I'm still going to run hose clamps because I don't trust that, especially in inaccessible areas. Here's your extra little gasket here. So you run this on top of the tank. This goes, so you'll cut your hole. Yeah, 3 1/4 inch hole. So I bought that hole saw from, again, Amazon. Where would we be without Amazon? So you just cut your hole, then you feed this guy on the inside, and then you roll it in, hold it up with a little nut on it, after you put your foam in, of course. Oh, and then here's the pump. Little 450 LPH, good for flex fuel. So I can run corn, put this on the bottom. Very neat. 3 1/4. Matched up with this. It's like your little guy tube whenever you're putting that foam in. Put it right in the middle of there. And it comes with extra bits in case they break. Let it rip.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Alright, buddy. Hey, can you go to mommy?
This guy?
Go to mommy.
What?
Can you go to mommy, Mr. Man?
Yeah.
Alright, start cutting these holes. Got a bunch of metal shavings out of there, but they're still plastic, so let's wash her. Time to dry her out. Doesn't look too bad, huh? Pretty decent. I'm gonna let it dry fully. I'm gonna leave this length the same. See how that goes. Cause let's see. So let's hold her square. Yeah. So you got 10.5 inches over here on the aft side of the tank, but the forward section of the tank is about 11 5/8. No, 11 and 3/4, around there. So I'm gonna leave this the same depth because this is only a foot. I have it back here because of the sending unit. Forward up there, avoid your filler, like putting it right here by your filler neck. So I have it here. This is my best possible situation because I can't put it here. It's too thin. Either way, but yeah, so it says if it was perfectly square, for example, if it was 11 inches down, I would leave it at 12. Or if it was 7 inches deep, then I would cut the foam to 8 inches. That's all it gives you enough expansion of the foam so it kind of holds it in place. Roll her in there, brother. Get her nice and tight. Alright, so I trimmed one little lug off of this length here. See how that is going to fit. So I got it just test fitted right now. I haven't shortened the length of this tube at all yet. But once I get everything all set up, I'll do that. Oh, just snap it. Let's see how she goes. I might need to trim that a little bit more. I think I'm bottoming out. Take another lug off, I guess. So this should be the finished product. I don't need to pull it out again. But just to double check, let's measure this. Oh yeah, 1.5 inches from here. Well, 1.25 inches. And then you got that gasket, so it should be good. Alright, that's tight. That's connected. That's tight. This tube here, that's on. Again, I like that a lot. That's cool. So it doesn't cavitate. Very nice. That's zip tied. Very nice. That's on too. So I got these little fittings from Amazon, and then I got these little fittings from Amazon as well. One's for venting, goes to the ground. Just kidding. One goes to the engine, the other one goes back. Oh, wrong thing to throw. Let's get these. I realized the error of my ways. I had to rotate this clock. Oh, golly gee, I had to rotate this guy clockwise because this fitting would have been pointing towards a spare tire well. Yeah, so I just picked it up, rotated it, and this is gonna work. Alright, give it a little bit more adjustment. Set like a 12 o'clock position, and this will be inside like that. That'll do. See how she looks. Gonna be removing the old setup. Here's the old wall bro, and this is just some Amazon 300ZX filter. I'm going to use the old location that I had for the fuel pump for my fuel filter. So 30 micron. 30 is not good enough. So this little 30 micron. Just straps. I had straps too for that old fuel pump too. The old wall bro. Yeah, I'll just reuse everything. Because I bought some like little mounting hardware thing. Oh, it'll work. Oh, brother, I can make that work. Maybe not, brother. So this will do. I just bent it down a little bit. The old hangers. I already got locations drilled, so I found some bolts laying around. They're long enough. She'll work. So I gotta borrow some parts for myself. So that filter, I need a 90-degree fitting, and I know where I can find some. So I got some straight fittings that I'll just run in the meantime. But as for now, I need these, and I want to get this car going. It's definitely easier if I swap these fittings out up here rather than underneath the car, or right next to the. Alright, now I got these 90-degree fittings. I can actually start hooking stuff up. Here's the flex fuel sensor. I don't know where I'm going to put this guy. So I identified a super secret, sick way, legitimate way to hook the flex fuel up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie it right there. Sick. Isn't that cute? Got a little loop right there. Give me that, son. Let's just look at it. Everything worked out. Fuel filter, flex fuel sensor. But I will need to change out the pigtail because this is from the old GM sensor that was not working. It's beat sauce. So, I got these trick little things right here. My brother went to Radio Shack before they closed down. You could grab yourself one of these. Alright, let that cool for a little bit. So I got it all plugged up. So because my new fuel system is going to be a little bit taller than this, the little stopper, I'm just going to add this secondary stopper right here. And then I'm going to add a bunch of, they come with this, or they gave me some like gasket stuff that I'll just lay over top of this. Put that gasket stuff right over there. These, I could like loop these back or add like a little bolt in between. Alright, brother, just been plugging holes. I could probably put that in a little bit further. Come on, this. That's pretty good, just looped. Don't need it. You got race technology. She's ready to go full send, brother. See how this goes. Wired up. Got everything plumbed. Got my little gasket spacer things. Alright, back at it. A couple of days have gone by. I had to get these new hangers. So these are actually for Barracuda, like a Mopar from like the, let's say, 68 to 74. Got these on Amazon. They're a little bit longer. Hopefully that'll be enough to compensate for how low the tank is going to be sitting. Let's get her mounted up. Okay, so I got the tank on. Doesn't seem, I mean, it's not on the ground. Hangs a little bit further down. It shouldn't be an issue. Either way, so I had to reuse the stock J-bolt. I had to reuse the stock J-bolt, as you can see there. And over there, that's where I used the Barracuda one. There. And then the filler nut hose. It's over the barb, so the hose clamp's pretty damn tight, so it shouldn't leak. So now I'm gonna hook up all the hoses and further up just so I'm gonna do a leak check. See how that goes. So I had to keep rolling it back. There's this front little vent hose right there. That kept on contacting that guy. And yeah, that was impeding my progress. Because remember that pump assembly and everything is going to be hanging. Not going to be hanging, but it's going to be lifted up a little bit. So whenever this contacts, so in the location that I put it, I had like a little rubber block. So I just stacked that rubber block in the forward portion right there. And that one is contacted firmly against. And then I added some, I'll give you some grommets from the kit. Either way, but I got it. I'm gonna hook all this stuff up. Alright, got everything hooked up. Got all the fuel lines hooked up. And you go this way. Looks like there's more light. Got my flex fuel sensor hooked up. It's gonna pop off, maybe. You come over here and fix it. Here's all mine. Okay, and then the vent tube is hooked back up to the charcoal canister for all the emissions system. Yeah, it goes right there. Got all that hooked up. Right, let's fill it up, see what happens. No, I almost forgot one thing. Tighten that guy. Put it was like 3 gallons or so. Do a little leak check, make sure everything's good. That's not true at all. Hopefully it changes. But let's see here. You got 0% in the ethanol. What if I gotta enable that crap? Oh damn. Changing settings like that. Still no percentage. Let's see if there's pressure on the system. Hey, look at that, son. It's not dropping. I don't smell nothing. These are all good. Yeah, I got some new ones because I had to buy some other 90 degrees, so I kind of cannibalized the 90 degrees that I had up here to put on a filter down there so I can at least get a little bit further. So I just put these back on because I had some like straight fittings on there. Let's check underneath. I don't smell nothing. That's not leaking. Nothing leaking down here. In the filter and the flex fuel sensor. Give it a whirl. Well, would you look? It's working. Alright, it's reading pretty good. Well, that's good. Yeah, because I just put E10 in it. Just the normal crap at the pump. But I got another gallon, or another 5-gallon jug of E85. Very neat. Oh, what's that all about, brother? Just giving me an error 8. Ooh, that pump sounds nice. Alright, so a couple months went by since I made all these other videos. Well, she's shiny, brother. First time I cleaned in a long time. And I realized I don't really have any kind of... I don't have a good finale, if you will. But let's plug this in and see what's up. Let me just fire this guy up. I think I filled it up twice since. So I have around 70% ethanol. And that's usually on par. 70 to around 80 something. That's on par with at the pump. So right now I'm at 66%. Once she's all warmed up and running, it'll give me actual proper fuel temp. But so far, so good. E85 is silly. All I did was enable it. And then it was good to go. I enabled it, and whenever you do that, it automatically starts adjusting your map accordingly once it senses a certain percentage. So I'm already getting 30% fuel and everything. I didn't really mess with I tried messing with like a dual fuel map and everything, and it just wasn't working. So all I have is my one map. I have my fuel map right here. It's your fuel map. You got a nasty hole. And tell me you know which movie that's from. If you do, you get bonus points. But yeah, so that's really all I had to do with E85. I went through Megasquirt. This is Megasquirt 3 with the MS3X connector. Yeah, I just went into flex fuel settings, enabled it. So far so good. Everything went well. And the only thing I ran into was that fuel pump. Oh, the only thing I really ran into was the... By the way, so the only thing I ran into the hanger. Is trying to hook up that tank and everything after the fuel pump assembly and everything on top of it. That was very tricky because normally these would just sit flush against the underside back here. So everything's good to go, doesn't leak. Filler neck good. Clown World. It's awesome. E85 is very fun. Give it all the way. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, this was the hardest video I've ever made so far. But again, thank you for everybody. New subs, welcome, and stay tuned. See you in the next one.